Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good morning, and for that matter, a great day. Today I'm doing something a little bit, you might say a little bit overdue. I'm doing Yae's story quest. It's 2.6. I know, Yae's story quest came out last patch. I know. So the thing with Yae's story quest that happened was I was going to do it, but then I got sidetracked with everything else. And then I ended up doing Iato's before Yae Miko's because Iato's had just come out. I'm like, am I really gonna do Yae Miko's if Iato's came out? So I'm a bit behind the times. I need to do Yae Miko's story quest for the event. And so I figured I might as well share my experience with you guys doing Yae Miko's story quest in 2.6. I hope you enjoy. So, also another thing that changed how I felt about Yae Miko's story quest was the fact that the start point is right there. It's hard not to walk into the city of Inazuma ever. And then the second point is right there. Doesn't help that it's once again on the main path of Inazuma. So I accidentally stumbled into this quest a lot. And I got up to here where I wanted to check my Sakura tree. And then I noticed she was here. And I went, okay, what if I just closed my game? And I did, and it worked. The problem is I couldn't reset the previous location, so we're starting here. I don't think there was anything really that important. It was just talking about how she's a good writer and that she runs the publishing house.
Miko! Great, you're here! Well, hello there, young
Not
ones.
really
What brings you
cutscene
to
worthy,
Shrine?
but
It just so happens that I have a wonderful novel here. I highly recommend it.
ooh. We'd like your expert input on something.
Oh? Well, what did you want to ask?
Good question. I don't remember.
Well, we were just... actually, you look kind of busy. Is this a bad time?
No, not at all. It's nothing major.
I mean, with you, Yae Miko,
Gucci?
everything
What
is
do you mean,
major.
nothing major? I'm begging you. You've got to help me save my brother.
What's up with him?
It really is nothing major. I stand by that. But
Ouch.
since you're so curious, let's have him relate the story one more time, just for you.
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji. Please, put in a good word for me. You have to convince her to help my brother.
How
Here's
so?
what happened. My name is Kato Yohei, and my brother is Kato Shingo. All he's ever wanted is to become a swordmaster, so he once asked Sensei Domon of the Meikyo Shisui art to take him on as a disciple.
Okay.
Domon turned him away, took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the sword. But my brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could, and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently. But since
Okay.
his victory, he's been acting extremely strange.
Ooh.
It's like he's become a completely different person. The doctors can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm betting it must be the work of an evil spirit. That's why I'm here, begging for Guji Ai's help.
That's interesting. I mean, I guess she would be the first person you'd go to.
There really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now it's gone. It's only natural that he feels a little empty and lost while he's trying to find a new direction.
It makes perfect sense.
If it were me, I'd just leave him be for a couple of days. He'll recover on his own soon enough.
Yeah.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know. I guarantee you, he's not acting like someone who feels empty and lost.
Then how is he acting?
Oh, all right. Then tell me, when did your brother spar with Domon's disciple?
Good question.
About 5 days ago.
5 days ago, you say?
5 days.
Yes, Lady Guji. That's a long time for him to be acting up like this. I'm really worried about
I mean,
him.
it takes me a good stretch of time before I find what to do, like in a directional sense. Like 5 days? That's nothing in the long scheme of like time. It takes me at least like 6 before I've
Greatest
decided
wish is
on
to
making
one
a
day found our own
change.
school, just like Domon. We can't jeopardize that dream now.
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to save your brother, or are you here to make your dreams of founding a martial arts school come true?
Oh,
Well, they're kinda two sides of the same coin, aren't they?
not really, but one has a coin involved in the first place and one has parental bonds.
Whatever. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of any interesting new rumors lately? If so, I'd love to hear about them.
Oh,
What? Rumors? I haven't heard anything.
that's real
Oh, dear.
disappointing.
Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject. This is someone's life we're talking about here. Please, you've gotta help me.
Miko, he seems really desperate. This thing with his brother sounds really bad.
He looks
Come
very
on, just
pitiful.
help him.
Okay, fine. Then it's decided.
Yay, Miko! So you're gonna help him?
Kato, whatever your name was, these two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine, and in fact, they're experts in resolving all manner of strange and supernatural phenomena. Exorcisms and that sort of thing are all in a day's work for them.
Yeah.
Yeah! Wait a sec!
Really?
Sometimes?
Is
On a
that
good morning.
hesitation that I detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend someone for the job, then suddenly you start doubting me?
Yeah. I mean, from Yae Miko's perspective, or like from his perspective, yeah, that is kind of rude. That's kind
Not at all. Never. Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust wholeheartedly. Thank you two for your willingness to help. Please follow me.
Okay, we're being
Hold on a
forced
sec,
in.
Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists!
We have no clue about this.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo jumbo while you're sprinkling it around. It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist gains self-confidence, everything else just magically falls into place.
This is not a light novel, though. Exorcism needs a bit more than a bit
Well,
of bravado.
You were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation. Don't you think it would be a little unfair to make me do all the work?
Understandable.
Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too. This is an opportunity to demonstrate that you come in good faith.
Of course. Do a favor to gain a favor.
But you technically have a point, so...
All right, let's go. Don't worry now, I'll be coming along too.
I didn't think she was gonna come along. I honestly thought that she was just gonna force us to do this on our own.
Here? Granted, you can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's mind, but she seems even more disinterested than usual in Yohei's situation.
Because
Alive
she's
suspect
probably
here,
trying
so it
to.
looks like we'll have
He's
hear
trying
that
to
first
exploit her.
Before we'll get the chance to ask her about the incantation stuff.
Incantation stuff. Interesting. I guarantee you she's just disinterested because it has nothing to do with anything interesting. She can notice the tropes behind people's stories or something like that. She can recognize when people's lying and stuff isn't necessarily always about the good intentions of people. I fully expect her to be the way.
How strange. My brother's been meditating here pretty much constantly over the past few days, but now he's gone.
Oh.
Meditating?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. He just sits there alone, talking to himself. It's pretty disturbing, actually. But that's not
It's
important
not
right
that
now. Where
disturbing.
the heck could he have gone in his current state?
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we?
Yeah, honestly?
Kato, whatever your name was, given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother and also picking up a handful of salt on your way? We'll need to use it during the exorcism.
Okay. Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Go right ahead.
So, what about us? Shouldn't we help look for his brother too?
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
Ooh. I mean, you are very much a rumor mill kind of person. I am not opposed to it. I love me a good rumor or two. Hello there. Do you know about the two brothers?
We'd like to ask you about the Kato brothers.
The Kato
You
brothers.
debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back
What?
as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Huh?
Debt collectors? No, we're not here for anything like that. But, it sounds like Yohei and Shingo have gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Not fully
I don't think there's any disputing that.
surprised.
Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
Of course.
But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his sensei.
I'm surprised. He's lying.
That's
Wow.
true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his training.
Of
In
course.
the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even declared that he would challenge a disciple of Domon to a duel.
Oh?
What? That's not what we heard.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently.
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. He just lay there cussing to high heaven all day, every day. Some training regimen, that is. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that. He always has reliable information.
Oh boy. Kenji. We're here for some more truth behind rumors, I guess. Less than rumor themselves, but... Oh my. A story about brothers lying? I'm so surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm
We've come to ask you about the Kato
Yae
brothers.
Miko being able to sense their
Shingo and
lies.
Yohei.
Yeah,
Fair.
we heard that Shingo defeated an apprentice of Domon's recently. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting their own school and you're looking to sign
Oh?
up?
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more details about the fight.
Well, you've come
Good
to the right
question.
person. I actually went to watch it. I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a
Oh?
disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But when he drew his sword, he became a whole different
Oh?
person. The way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water, mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
Well,
Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel, too. He was celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel. I haven't felt this good in a long time."
Other details to share? We heard that
Questionable.
Shingo has been behaving rather out of character since then.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day.
Oh?
But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
Oh. That is a lot.
Quite impressive.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that away from me!" and then ran off.
Lady Guji, esteemed exorcists. Finally, I found you. I found my brother. He's at the waterfall, and I've got the salt you asked for, too.
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he's been found.
Yeah. I wonder what's the deal behind that. Like, is he actually possessed?
Look over there. That's him at the waterfall.
I'm curious. Is it like he's become a...
This is Yohei's brother. Whoa. He's meditating while sitting in a waterfall. That's pretty wild.
Honestly,
Hey,
kind of
listen.
true. Pretty wild.
Talking to himself.
Woo! How's that? Can you feel it?
Oh?
Can you feel the feeling of manliness?
What?
Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. How can a manly man aspire to something so lame?
What?
Please, spare me. Spare me. I can't feel the manliness. I can't even feel the cold anymore.
I
can't take any more. I'm gonna die. Yohei, save me. Save.
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going to hell.
Huh? Who goes there?
Is he possessed similar to like a shonen? Like one of the
Don't
Ronin
come any
here?
closer. Help!
What do we do? Miko, think of something!
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to call on you for help. Whatever shall we do?
Yae Miko, I love your enthusiasm.
Well, how should I know?
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you mind telling me what that's all about?
Oh?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
I'm curious.
You
What
don't
would he be
know.
resentful about?
But surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way.
Yeah.
Yohei, I suggest you think very carefully before you open your mouth again. This is a life or death situation.
Ooh.
Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character.
Maybe it has to
And
do with
yet,
a sword or
5 whole days
something. Like
passed
he
before
pulled
it
a sword
approached
that
you to
made him
come and seek
possessed.
help from me. You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in your story?
Honestly?
But I...
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next.
Ooh.
It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all, you did summon it together.
Ooh, what the hell?
Ah! All right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. We
Made a wish?
Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight and your wish will be granted. Just like the book described, we drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, spheres of light appeared all around us.
I summoned ghosts at 3 a.m. with Yae Miko. Gone wrong, gone sexual.
After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked.
Gone violent.
Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills. But his whole personality changed too.
Why didn't you seek help right
Because
away?
I was worried that if he goes back to normal, he'll lose his skills with the sword.
Oh.
If that happens, it'd
And you
ruin
won't
our
be able
plans
to make
start
any
a martial
money.
arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
Oh.
So then, why'd you go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Because he finally realized that his brother was gonna die, Paimon?
Well, because with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten
Oh,
involved
no,
in
he
the
only
occult
cares
arts
about
or
their
something,
reputation.
And then no one would want to sign up as his disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Gucci might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skills?
I don't think so.
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes.
Oh, wow.
Stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his. They belong to the spirit that has possessed him.
Understandably so.
You're right, you're right. We were wrong to do what we did. We had this coming.
Honestly.
All right, then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt, and then draw your sword.
Oh? So,
What is that?
it's the spirit that's been possessing him.
It's the spirit!
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Oh boy.
Save me! Save me!
Miko! He fainted! What do we do now?
We
Killed the
do
spirit.
nothing. But
Aw.
you, little one, just a quick fight and this will all be over.
I assume it's just one of the shonen.
Who's this? Ah, a fellow swordmaster.
Yep.
Come on, fight me.
Gladly.
Be careful!
I guess I'm more of a polar master, but
Teamwork is strength! Absorption test. Stand clear. Shadows of fate.
it also is just a standard spirit summon shonen dude, so that's pretty obvious. I'd like to take enough damage that my health
Line it up.
half,
Absorption test.
and then boop,
Over.
and dead. You look just
Great.
elated.
Excellent. Woo! What a rush. I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
Ooh,
He disappeared. But he looked pretty content at the end there.
I guess that's sort of the point.
Well, Paimon sure is confused. Do you know what that was all about?
I have a rough idea.
We can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
Oh boy, can't wait.
What am I doing here? Yae? Yae, is that you?
Shingo, are you alright?
No. He just had an evil
Yae,
spirit in him.
I had the weirdest dream.
I guess not evil, just
I
angry
dreamed that I wasn't
spirit.
a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Dolmon's disciples. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in my ear talking to me constantly.
Oh,
I was terrified and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't. And the voice kept talking about manliness.
no surprise.
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
I'm not surprised. You kind of got what you
And had
deserved.
we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Oh boy. I mean, it would have been well deserved.
Thank you, Lady Gucci. And thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
All right, take him to
Experts.
get some rest.
I threw
He's
some
very
salt
weak
and then
right
beat
now,
up a
having been
spirit.
possessed for quite a few
Something that
days.
I do quite often.
He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay.
Oh boy.
At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now, don't you?
I mean, I would.
We understand now. We won't do it ever again.
It was kind of
Thank you,
stupid.
Lady Gucci. Thank you, exorcists.
But I guess anyone will grasp at power if it brings success, so makes sense.
We'll be on our way then. Come on, Shingo.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved?
Probably.
And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
Because they deserve
They
it.
would have been fine.
Oh.
I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
Of course not.
So, what was it that possessed Shingo?
You saw it all for yourselves.
It was
I'm
just a
sure you
simple
can figure
spirit.
out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Master of the sword.
Paimon's got it. It was an Oni.
Probably.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions.
It was
As a matter
kind of
fact,
angry.
it
Just
actually seemed
wanted
like
to
it was
do
trying
more.
To train Shingo to become bolder.
Oh?
Fair enough. But it seemed like it had the opposite effect.
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared.
Makes sense.
Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord.
Makes sense. So it would have just been
course.
like, dude,
It
this
would have
house
been
is
more
too weak.
stressful
I'm
for
gonna
Shingo
leave it.
and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Yeah,
Whew. Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
for now.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure about that?
What is it,
I mean,
Paimon?
you disagree.
The incantation they used?
Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book? Yes, I know the one.
Oh,
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today. Incantations seem really popular right now.
of course.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them
yokai?
to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
Lore? 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 Wait. Us. You're referring to yourself and others, right? Not me as well? I guess it wouldn't be that surprising.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations
Paimon
in the
just
book
totally
are
disregards
actually
any
capable of
lore
summoning
drop.
spirits and stuff.
Just
And loads
screw
of
that
people are
stuff. I
trying
don't
it.
care. I could be a god. It doesn't matter though.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
That is completely fair.
And why?
It would take more of a
There might be
wizard
a bigger
like
Satan
Mana
risk here?
to summon a scary one, and
think,
she's
Traveler?
pretty well versed in why not to. It does worry me a bit. If Miko says it's fine, we probably don't need to worry. It's Miko
Put it
after all.
that way.
And
She
she's
has
the
been
one who
pretty
is
trustworthy
taking
so
care of the
far.
people here.
She said from the beginning that
If
it
she's
wasn't
ever
anything
worried,
major.
she'll
And
make
so
sure they're
far,
okay.
There hasn't been any big danger.
Correct.
Lady Yae, I finally found you.
Oh,
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
good question.
I'm here to report on Yae Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Let me
Oh.
see. What? We're losing market share?
Yes, overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories.
Oh.
One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Both of you, back here now.
Miko?
Now it's a personal problem.
Really scary look on your face right now.
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the Yae Publishing House by every analysis.
Define serious.
Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is. I have to come up with a counterplan. And you are going to help me.
Okay.
How is this our problem all of a sudden?
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here?
Shut up,
My take
shut
it
up,
that the
Yae Miko.
safety
You
of
know what you're
people in
doing.
Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all.
What just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
You're
Nothing's
being
wrong,
gaslit,
Come on.
Paimon.
We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me outside the Yae publishing house.
Okay, will do. Damn, Yae really had to pull that on Paimon. Pull some absolute, like, guilt trip out here.
All right, Miko, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess? I'll
Um,
give you a hint. It's to do with the Yae publishing house.
Paimon knows. Combine the reputation of the Yae Publishing House with the status of Guji Yae and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous.
Oh,
That's
wow.
possible.
Your first guess, and you got it absolutely
Wrong.
wrong.
Of course. No, she's gonna try to make money by capitalizing on the trend
Seriously?
and make her own version of the book.
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real.
Yeah.
In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out. Also, sales for the book would only increase further.
Yeah, and this is why you have to capitalize on the trend
Catastrophic.
and more or less
Oh,
create your own
how about we
version.
confiscate all the copies?
That's
Leaving
majorly
aside the
illegal.
issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive to the lives of Inazumans.
Yeah,
That means there's nothing we can do.
that's
Well,
also
I've been
incorrect.
thinking. I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone. The
Oh,
book contains many ancient kaiden, or tales of the supernatural, and is
Kaiden.
written in a very engaging way. That is why the book has become so popular.
Oh,
I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity while it's the only work in its league on the market.
yeah, and that's why you're gonna.
How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing.
Yeah, honestly.
So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel. Smash
Just
our rivals'
crush the
sales numbers
rivals
and win our readers back.
In their own
That
game.
is how Yae Miko wages war.
Of course.
Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Miko, so you want us to write a novel?
No.
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yae
Oh, maybe
Publishing
she
House.
does.
I have my ways. I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary.
Yeah.
Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment.
Oh.
Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll
Okay.
be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
Oh. Very nice. So it's just gonna be direct on, you know, finding out what people want to hear. What do you want to
The key
hear?
a successful light novel is having good illustrations.
Good
Those
illustrations.
What they should contain, and good illustrations can make up. There's a saying that light novels are the illustrations.
Yeah. I get it. You said illustration like
I'll
10
be
times
honest,
in that one
I read
sentence.
light novels for the cheap thrills.
Oh.
In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long, drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and by contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide. The protagonist is a
It reminds me of why I watch shonen anime. I just watch it for the cheap
I've been
thrills.
reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works. With an
Okay.
original these days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about just from the title. The only recent book worth mentioning is A First-Hand Guide to Sup. Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really has met all those...
Okay, good descriptions. Cheap thrills. Let's wrap up Yae Miko's quest. She is a very interesting character. Very much suiting her own interests a lot of the time. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes if you don't focus on yourself, you're never going to improve, so you know.
There you are. Let me introduce the team.
Okay,
You've already
gladly.
met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Yes.
Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style.
Oh.
Satomi is Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well...
Trade secret.
That's a trade secret.
Of course.
They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now?
A bit.
It definitely makes sense.
Now then,
Of
tell me
course,
what you
Paimon's a
found
bit
out about readers'
hesitant.
preferences.
Well, you see, they wanted brief stories that
all
were
very
good.
True. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More
Yeah.
importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Mm-hmm.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one question.
What are you gonna actually
What am I
write about?
actually gonna write about? For example, we know we need an original core concept, but how do we come up with one?
Leave that to the writers.
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience.
Yeah.
Take A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author and reader.
Yeah, yeah.
As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma.
Ooh.
What is commonplace to you may be fresh and original to them.
Yeah.
Oh, right!
I kind of forget that my character's been around the entire world except for like 4 nations so far. I mean, I've been to 3 separate nations. I've talked to so many various different people that's
But that would
It's
make it
so
a completely
different.
different genre than A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. Is that gonna be a problem?
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences. As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Okay. I understand how I could totally share some experiences.
What are you thinking?
The work Shy Bard, the Dragon's Grand Adventure, reincarnated in another world, encounters an airborne. Yeah, no, I like the Shy Bard one.
Let's see what you got. After enrolling in the Mondstadt Academy,
Uh.
I found out that the young man sitting next to me in class was a total slacker. He said he was a bard, had a habit of playing his lyre in class, and always had a bottle of liquor on his person. But his true identity was actually the principal of the academy. What kind of plot is that?
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9.5.
Oh.
It just goes to show, you have to have an interesting character sitting in the back row by the window. The protagonist is a transfer student, new to the school, whose ordinary life is about to take a wild turn when they meet the ballad and alcohol-loving principal. Sounds interesting. Approved.
Paimon just does not see the appeal.
I don't either. Paimon, I totally get it, but like,
Good
I
job,
know
little
that
one.
I differ
You're not
from a
only
lot of
drawing on your
people.
own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past.
I mean,
think
it is
you
a very
really understand what
traditional
you're trying
light
to do
novel. I'll
here.
give it that.
Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah.
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with
I
that
totally
problem.
get that, dude. Overcomplicating the core concept of a series is so easy to do when writing.
That's good. Okay, we're done with chapter 1.
Exploring
Let's move on
writing
to chapter
concepts
2.
is always great.
Won't that do for now?
No.
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain.
Yeah, if you
Hurry,
don't
chapter 2,
consistently
let's go.
release stuff.
Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
My mind has gone blank.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this.
But like, I
But
feel like I
alas,
could come
the
up
time
with
has
so
come
much more.
prematurely.
Before it came to what? What's happening?
The bane of our existence.
Writer's block.
Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than
Oh,
death
dude,
upon the
it's so
writer.
bad.
They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful.
It's
When this
so easy
happens,
to
the
go
best
into
thing you can
writer's
do is have a
block.
bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do. Don't worry, this is my treat.
Oh.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko, we'll be getting paid for all the hard work we're doing, right?
Paid in loose terms.
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Of course. Paid in
Then
exposure.
let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain going!
Speaking of Mora,
Does this mean your inspirations come back?
I feel like the first one. Took a trip to Inazuma, tour guide ended up being Rax Lapis. Sounds interesting. But maybe I'm not too good at.
The protagonist arrives in Liyue and befriends a young man who doesn't have the money to pay for anything. Only later do we find out that this young man is none other than Rex Lapis himself. With the help of
I
the
feel like it's a little
and the
too.
protection of the Adepti, I am free to roam this vast realm.
Eh.
Is this the kind of cheap thrill that guy was talking about?
Ooh.
9.8. The story is fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis. I'm sure it will spark the people's curiosity.
Ooh.
one,
A
think there's a sizable
9.8.
market
I'm
for
getting
this.
good at judging
Approved.
these.
Alright, well,
Maybe I'm not.
let's
Maybe
see what
they're all
Zhang
just
Li has
set.
in mind.
Great.
I mean,
well,
Zhang
now
Li,
Satomi can get
whatever.
started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yae.
Oh. Are we gonna do a third chapter with you? Yeah?
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt Decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Stuff this, come on. Let's get rid of the Vision Hunt Decree. Farewell. Literature Hunt Decree. Starting a resistance. Starring a resistance soldier, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
When the Vision Hunt Decree comes out of nowhere, the protagonist joins the resistance, starting out as an ordinary rank-and-file soldier.
Her eyes so intensely
Find out
looking
how
at
the
us.
protagonist goes on to make great contributions to the war effort, become best friends with the resistance general, and get to know the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine, working together with everyone to finally secure a grand victory for the resistance. Huh.
A
It's
bit too,
surprisingly normal.
a bit too
I think
normal.
it's rather good. A lot of people still like the classic hero's journey, from ordinary soldier to great leader, a fresh take on a timeless classic. One thing, though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori.
Of course.
Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle.
That sounds about...
Should do the trick.
That sounds like it works.
So we're really going head-to-head with our rival on this one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we
Ooh.
done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
Even if it doesn't, I'm sure it will take a large part of the market share.
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it.
Yep.
I will contact an
Marketing's
artist
always
to
the
make
best
some
part.
illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that.
Oh. Miss Hina.
She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her.
Gotta love Miss Hina.
You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work. But please go by the Yae
I can't wait
Publishing House
till
at some
dude,
point to
I would
commission Ms.
love
Hina for that recommendation.
I'd love to
Once our
see
light
Miss
novel
Hina
is
get
complete, let's meet at the writer's submission event.
would get a skin for Miss Hina. I know it's not necessarily the most culturally accepted by a lot of cultures, but screw them. Screw them. Give me a Miss Hina skin. Gah. I'm actually somewhat passionate about this story.
Miss Hina doesn't.
I'm a
usually
huge
do
fan of
endorsements, but since it's Lady Gucci
writing.
that's asking, we'll see what we can do. With Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collaboration.
Of course.
Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters, and turns down every promotional opportunity she can.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an exposure boost at the beginning.
Of course.
Your light novels sell well and set a new record for the Yae Publishing House.
We'll do our best.
Here's hoping.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
1,000 hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand your
Unique taste. Unique's definitely a word for it.
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you
1,000
think it's a very
hands is
descriptive pen name?
Yeah, very
We'll get this
descriptive.
printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales and pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this is gonna work?
We all have
That's
professionals.
right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Okay, then I'll sign you up.
I really like
Please
this
come back in
event so
3 days
far.
for the results.
Writing is something that I've actually taken a lot
Thank
of
you all for
interest
your
in over
submission.
the years.
I wish you the
So-
very best of luck.
Okay. Here we go. It's been 3 days. Ooh.
You've all finally made it.
Yep.
Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves.
I'm not
Multiple
surprised.
sales locations are asking when we'll be printing more copies.
Woohoo! That's great!
This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold.
I'm not surprised.
I have
But
free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come and collect it when the time comes.
this is all great, but
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal. How do we know whether it worked?
it takes time.
Oh, don't worry. The change is already underway. Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about.
Yeah.
The com-
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at Midnight, and your wish will come true.
Oh?
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man. No one's talking about that anymore. The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already
Ooh.
memorized all the incantations. The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune and all
Ooh.
the other powerful yokai. They can make any of your wishes come true. I heard that the incantations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever.
Ah.
They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the discomfort. That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before. Pretty much everyone I know is desperate to try it out. Just waiting for a moonless night.
Really?
Oh boy.
Better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less worried now?
Yeah, less worried, but I guarantee
You're
you the
right. Everyone
actual
should get
incantation doesn't work or something.
What's this moonless night that they're talking about?
A new
Evan
moon?
doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
Remember, she said
This
she'd
is
do it
something that will
herself.
become very important to us further down the line. All right, it's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
Oh boy.
There's a phase 2?
Of course there is.
Of course.
She's all in it for the money,
If it hits the
Paimon.
market lies an author, right?
Oh yeah. If we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits. Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing it was.
Yeah, good question.
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki.
Oh?
But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book.
Wait, does that mean...
Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him
She's
actively
just
sought
sitting
him
there
out.
eavesdropping on us?
After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." After that, he lost consciousness.
Of course.
The spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So, what are we supposed to do?
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself.
Oh?
And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role.
Oh boy. I'm being used. Very dubious of
What
you.
are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Oh boy, here we go. I don't know if having me do the incantations the best part, because, you know, I don't know if you know this, but I hold some weird powers in this world. And if I do it, it might not work. Like, I'm not an ordinary human. It's kind of different. Oh?
Miko, what is this place?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author. This is the place where we are most likely to succeed in summoning the spirit.
Oh boy, here we go.
But it feels so eerie here.
No one said the spirit was good.
That seems rather fitting, considering that we are dealing with the spirits of the deceased here. What are you so afraid of, honestly?
Honestly, I don't know, Paimon. We faced way
Of
scarier.
a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. Aren't you excited?
I mean, a little bit.
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not because of excitement.
Paimon, why are you always afraid of things?
Come on, in we go.
Hey, wait up!
I mean, we are going with Yae Miko, so it's not that bad. Talk about a very traditional,
What a weird painting. Miko, do you know
story
what it's supposed
quest.
to show?
Playmate of
Probably a
Euthymia.
scene from ancient Inazuma.
Well, it looks very similar to it, at least.
Good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. So it's a bit scary. Looks like the artist signed their name. Rakusai?
Rakusai.
It's not very clear.
Let's go inside and take a look.
Oh boy, here we go. It's more of a traditional story quest because we're actually forced to do a domain, which in most of story quests I'd say we
Right now,
have been forced to do a domain. I know a lot of people are kind of crushed about the recent changes or soon to be changes of the new Yae Miko, and I'm sorry for any Yae Miko havers because it's really sad when they nerf your character in such a way. I understand that they meant it to be good, maybe not fully, but a nerf is a nerf, and it's kind of sad.
A mirror? There's a really weird-looking stool as well. Wonder
Oh.
what it's for.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move.
Oh.
Right now.
But yeah, so just in case you guys were curious at what the change was, when your Yae Miko, her ease only propped like, oh, more people to go. Her E's only proc on the nearest target now. They used to have AI that would make them attack like the nearest target and also different targets. So it wouldn't, you know, only target one person if there were two people. But now it only targets one person. And a lot of people severely dislike it. It's like, it will now just target like the nearest tree instead of targeting a useful thing or something like that. And that's just, it's sad when people actually regret using characters or getting characters, because I want people to like the characters they got and not feel sad about them. But I know that it happens. Some characters need nerfs. I just don't think she needed such an intense nerf. Especially not Yae Miko, a character who's, you know, she's not like broken by any means. I mean, like, the Animo nerf, indirect nerf. I know that everyone theorizes that Electro's getting a buff soon. Not because it's getting like a direct buff, but it's getting a buff in other means. But yeah, a lot of people theorize that Electro's gonna get a major buff when Dendro releases. Some people think that the new Dendro Electro reaction's gonna be good, along with the Pyro, because Pyro always gets buffs. But who knows? You know, I'm not gonna say one thing or the other on that. I know that there have been a lot of leaks and other things that say that it will be the case, but it's one of those, you never know until it happens.
Shine down.
But if they really think Yae Miko's gonna be that strong with that buff, here's hoping.
It's turning this way along with the whole wall. It's getting eerier and scarier.
Oh, it's in the mirror now.
Okay. Next I will show you a secret kitsune spell. This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able to skip many of the more tedious steps. The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it.
Oh?
You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here.
I guess, gladly. Surely.
Yes. The whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to possess a living person's body.
I just don't think that possessing my body is the best one.
After leaving the host's body, he was only able to maintain his form for a very short time before disappearing.
Are we positive that summoning a spirit to possess the traveler isn't gonna have any lasting negative consequences?
Especially with my
Oh, you really
person.
care about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that. Anyway, are you scared, little friend? Don't you worry now. It'll be over soon. Just think of it like having a dream.
What do I need
Sit
to
on
do?
a chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
Of course not. I mean, I'm sure Yae Miko will get me out if anything's going poorly.
It's like she's sitting inside the painting. Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Recite the incantation in your heart, little one. Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts going through your head. A wish, for example. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to summon forth the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits? Anyone?
I want to write a good book.
To do with writing?
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
Please help me write a chapter. Oh, it's more of a dark spirit than I thought I was expecting. A dark spirit? An old man coming out
I
of
never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. Getting a taste of my own medicine. What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Are novels so popular in this day and age?
Got you! So you were the one who wrote A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh? What's your game here?
Huh? What's this? Oh, I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't I?
Trap,
You
I
ask
guess.
me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious return to the world and plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war.
I don't think that's the truth.
I knew it! You had an evil plan all along!
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily.
I mean, it's not like we
sense
have a top tier exorcist
there's
right here.
Great power within her. Good. Good. With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way.
Wake up! Quick! Wake up! We gotta stop!
It is futile. You shall never wake her again. This body now belongs to me.
I mean,
Come on, wake up! Don't let him take your mind!
I mean,
Miko, think of something! Miko!
Miko hasn't said a word. Cause she's just laughing at this all. He's not evil.
You're laughing?
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too perfect.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand on the sidelines of a good spectacle, are you? Always got to dive in and fan the flames, huh? You mischievous little kitsune, you. Look what you've done to this little flying one here. Oh, poor thing scared with
Poor Paimon.
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me?
Yeah. That's
Urakusai?
a bit brutal.
Miko, you guys know each other?
Of course she does. She's like 1,000 years old, Paimon.
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai. No, wait. To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Yeah, makes sense.
But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something that comes from the ley lines.
Yeah, of
Do
course.
you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing at the
Oh
sacred
yeah, I
Sakura's
do.
roots?
In Raiden
You
Shogun's
witnessed
thing.
human memories leaking from the ley lines, didn't you?
It's like spirits.
Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai memories too.
Oh,
In
so
life,
he's a
yokai
yokai.
possess supernatural powers, and even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control whether they are visible or not.
Hmm.
Typically, yokai memories survive longer in the world than those of humans.
Makes sense. They also live longer.
Indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone yelling, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel."
Oh?
Piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel for him.
So that's how it happened. But why did you include a summoning incantation in the novel?
Oh, little
Because he felt like it.
Not to toot my own horn here, but when I was alive, I wasn't just another kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daiyoko. The memories
Ooh,
of other
a
yokai can't
Daiyoko.
possess human bodies at will, like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days. Anything they're still itching to do, they can go and get it done.
Sounds fun. But
She's
what?
trying to say that all the commotion this causes is likely to be a great disturbance to the humans.
Ah, yeah.
Disturbance? I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm?
Yeah, it makes
yes.
sense.
And they might have a fever or whatever. But you know, I actually think that the most admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their fate with their own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy.
Yeah.
As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually. So when you think about it,
So
actually
he
doing
is
the
very
humans
much.
a big favor. Miko, you agree, don't you?
Somewhat.
Yes, that's what I thought too.
All right then. You finally convinced Paimon. You guys were right.
What are you scared of, little one? Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics. Miko is actually one of the most powerful yokai out there.
Yeah, one of the most powerful in the world,
Not only
in fact.
that, Urakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, to become the most popular in Inazuma.
Damn.
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me. I knew you must have some ulterior motive.
It's the gloat in your
You
face
were
that
always
she
the one
beat
to
you.
pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Ooh, I must say it feels good.
Of course.
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few hundred years later, and you're all grown up.
Oh, Urakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from in the end.
Makes
Everyone's
sense.
quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
Yakuko.
Don't you worry about that, Urakusai. Arrangements are being made. When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Oh?
Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Miko, it's been nice catching up. but I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then. So, I'll be on my way now.
Oh, are we gonna see
Goodbye then, Urakusai.
a grand event where a bunch of people get more or less
One last
taken
thing,
over by
Miko.
spirits?
I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
I've been great, of course. Every day is a happy one. Especially these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met these two delightfully nosy outlanders. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle, given how pig-headed she can be.
Oh, well, great. That's fantastic.
Urakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A
No.
great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over your next installment.
Of course, of course.
He disappeared.
No surprise.
How are you feeling?
Oh.
Are you all there? Here, like last time, repeat after me.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact. So,
For once.
your first possession, hmm? What was it like?
I mean, I remember everything pretty clear.
Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again.
I mean,
Hearing Urakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all hoping for.
they want a Hirakatai
Yes.
or
Though
whatever.
they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines, it will still be quite a sight to behold when the time comes.
Oh.
Since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, hmm? I'll need your help with the ritual.
Gladly.
You cannot be serious, Miko. After all that, you still have more errands for us?
Of course, Paimon. This is Miko we're talking
You
about.
got to scare Paimon just now. If you think Paimon's gonna do anything you ask for, think again.
Paimon, you're
come
so
on.
angry.
I'm really only
It's so
asking you
funny.
to finish what you started. Besides, your paychecks are still in my hands.
Of course they are.
Paycheck?
Yes,
Well,
Paimon.
there's no way out now. We're in too deep.
Of course. Well, we're finally here. Back at the shrine. No surprise, but I assume we're gonna
Well,
bring
hello
all the
there, my little
spirits.
helpers. So nice of you to join me. You're right.
As if we had a choice. We just want our paychecks.
Of course we do, Paimon.
Miko, what exactly do we have to do to make this Hyakuyaku happen? Also, to be clear, we actually have no idea what it even means.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
It might sound ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakuyaku is just a gathering of the yokai.
Yeah, no
Back
surprise.
in the day at yokai gatherings, once everyone had had plenty to drink, one by one they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai powers. There were so many of them that their silhouettes would block out the moon.
Ooh.
But now, the yokai memories that leak from the ley lines are weak. They are no longer able to fly.
Oh.
So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them.
A
gathering
convocation
all the
ritual.
wandering memories together in one place. When
To
the
block
time
out the moon.
comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy is spent, they will be satisfied and return to where they belong.
I see and I
All
understand.
the preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the incantation and the mention of moonless night that I added to our novel?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah! Something about reciting the secret spells of Lady Kitsune on a moonless night.
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all. It's a spell to help calm the ley line memories.
Oh?
When that time comes, let's all pitch in and help send them on their way.
What do you
I
need
will
from
start
me?
the ritual preparations shortly, and at that time, I need you to do two things.
Oh?
First, tell the shrine maidens to leave the mountain.
Gladly.
During the Hyakyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Having the shrine maidens leave avoids the bothersome issue of someone potentially getting possessed.
Understandably so.
After that, I will commence the ritual, and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. I need you at the foot of Mount Yoko during this part to keep an eye on nearby monster activity.
So I can defeat them if they get too rowdy.
The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat. But when their energy is concentrated, it is likely to disturb the monsters.
Gladly. Killing some
try and
monsters
make it
will
up the mountain.
spend the
I
time.
need you to fend them off so that that doesn't happen.
Gladly.
Alright, got it. Then what?
Nothing.
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a close-up view of the yokai, I wouldn't say no.
Okay, let's get going.
I wonder if I'll get possessed. Time to inform you. Hey, get off the mountain.
Descend the mountain? Are those Lady...
Yep, Miko said the ritual she's gonna perform soon might pose a physical danger to you all.
I see. I'll evacuate everyone right away. What about you?
We'll be taking care of a couple other things for her. And once we're done with that, we're gonna come back and do the ritual together.
Yeah, we want to make sure she's safe
It seems
too.
like Lady Guji places great trust in you. Lady Guji's never allowed anyone else to be in her presence when she's conducted rituals like this in the past.
Of course
Thank you
not.
for helping with the ritual. And good luck.
Gladly.
Don't worry, we're much stronger than we look.
Yeah, I have dealt with a lot of
Miko's about to
big,
start the ritual. Come on, let's go deal with the monsters down the mountain.
big problems. Teleport time.
These monsters look really riled up.
Let's get rid of them.
Let's get rid of them. All right, here they come.
I should probably eventually get some form of gathering CC.
Sacred name, fortune
Cryo Incarnate!
Kamisato art, Sumetsu!
And kill them all. At least most of them.
Torn to oblivion!
There's the other bat.
Down!
Shouldn't be too hard to get rid of these guys as well. Another bat.
Go.
Ooh.
Opening box of Adepti.
I didn't know how many I'm going to be fighting here. But so far hasn't been too much.
There's so many of them. Come on, you can do it.
I mean, shouldn't be that hard.
Whirling snow.
These are all just pretty basic enemies. I mean, it's not like they're elite. I mean, there's been a couple elite. Oh no, a couple of elite isn't the end of the world, but
My apologies.
I know some people find that kind of hard. Here we go.
Wow, so many. They're everywhere. Huh?
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me. You all right, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just, Hyman's never seen anything like this before. Whoa,
God, this
it's
animation's
really bright
amazing.
like the moon.
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short.
Do they really have to go?
It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end. Since you're sorry to see them leave, Why don't you do the recital along with me? O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence, I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
Wow, so beautiful! Look! Lights are coming from Inazuma City!
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light. Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course. Just as I thought, the ritual went very smoothly. Thank you both.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Miko, you alright?
Oh, I'm great.
I'm sure.
The look on your face just now.
I'm fine, seriously. Really, No. Honestly, you two.
Miko.
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing something for me, you can treat me to a meal.
Sure, no problem.
Maybe with the paycheck you were gonna give us.
Okay. Well, see you soon then.
Oh?
Oh, wait is unbearable. How is the next chapter of the miraculous adventures of the traveler not released yet?
Oh.
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally came.
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night. It just seemed to form out of nowhere.
But then nothing happened after I made a wish using the method in that book.
I guess light novels are just fiction after all, huh?
Makes sense.
That night was definitely the nail in the coffin for the incantations from novels fad. Still, something tells me the miraculous adventures of the traveler will remain an interesting series for a long time to come.
Yeah.
Huh? Paimon can't see Miko anywhere. Guess she's not out here. Maybe she went inside already. Let's head in and look.
Is she in here?
My little friends. There you are.
Miko, what is this? You started eating without us?
Of course.
I did, yes. You're paying after all. The thought of being able to eat the most expensive dishes and drink the finest sake, all for absolutely free? Oh, I just couldn't wait any longer. Boss, see these two faces here? Remember them. They're the ones picking up the bill later.
Alrighty.
I mean,
What's
it's
gotten
not
into
like I'm
you?
the most
Come on, sit yourselves down.
rich person in the
You
world.
have to try this fish. It's found exclusively in the waters around Seirai Island. They shipped it to Inazuma overnight, and it was still alive right up until I ordered it. Or maybe you'd rather try this? I know. I normally can't bring myself to drink sake this expensive either.
I can't drink
If you
sake.
don't drink alcohol, that's fine too. There are all kinds of fruit juices covering the whole price spectrum.
Miko, you are outrageous.
Of course.
Last time we were here working on the novel, all you ordered for us was the plainest kushikatsu.
Strange. I remember no such thing.
Well, I certainly remember.
Oh, so what? You did offer to treat me to a meal, didn't you? Anyway, I am something of a VIP, you know. Wouldn't you find it embarrassing to treat me anything short of lavishly?
I mean,
Miko,
yeah.
this meal is going to be super expensive. Aren't you afraid we won't be able to afford it?
Oh, Don't you worry about that. You can most definitely afford it. They're still printing your light novel by the batch, you know. You have quite the generous payment due.
Yeah.
What?
I mean...
Darn it! She tricked us into this! Miko was after our Mora from the very beginning!
Should have let our guard down. We've, you know... It's not the end of the world.
Oh, the looks on your faces right now. Too perfect. Oh, by the way, since nobody's wishes came true on the moonless night, novels with incantations are no longer in vogue.
Of course
So
not.
you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of The Miraculous Adventures of the
I'll
Traveler.
tell you about it when I get out of
The
Sumeru.
deadline is looming. I'm counting on you.
Oh boy. And that's the end of the story quest. Of course it is. I love you, Miko. You're great. Thank you for the fun time. And thank you for watching. I really enjoy the story quests in this. They're always so fun and entertaining. Especially some of them. Their animations are actually quite good and insane at times. I believe that this one, yes, a bit long like the last one, but they're all so good. And I hope you guys hopefully enjoyed it as well. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time, and goodbye!